In Cuba, we are ending a policy that was long past its expiration date. When what you're doing doesn't work for 50 years, it's time to try something new.
Senator, that last bit, what the president said, not the first time he has said it. You're very close to this issue. Both of your parents came from Cuba. The latest NBC News poll is roughly 60-40 in favor of the president's initiative to normalize over time. Those talks start in the next 24 hours. For those who don't follow the minutia of this, what's your problem with the president's opening to Cuba after 50 years?
Well, I think he's right to say that when something doesn't work for 50 years, you should try something new, but he should have tried telling that to the Cuban government. For over 50 years, they've tried tyranny and communism, and it hasn't worked. The Cuban people today have a standard of living well below that of virtually every other nation in the hemisphere. My second point is my interest in Cuba is just for them to have democracy. Every single nation in this hemisphere over the last decade and a half have had a free and fair election except Cuba. And that's what I want Cuba to have. And the problem is no one can cite for me, even to now, a single contemporary example of where a reluctant tyranny has turned into a democracy simply because you have more economic trade or more tourists visiting the island. I just think that the president here did not get enough concessions on democracy opening. If these changes had come as a result of some concessions on the part of the Castro regime to provide an opening for free society and democratic openings, we would have been open to that. But to simply give them everything they want in exchange for the release of 53 political prisoners, 5 of whom have already been rearrested. After last year they arrested 8,000 people. I think it's just a terrible deal for the Cuban people and a terrible deal for democracy.